Alrighty, hello everyone. Sorry for the missed week. This was supposed to be posted last Friday, but my job has just been absolutely mental the last week, so I just did not have time to sit down and plan with walking the dog and going to exercise classes and things in the evening. There was just absolutely no time. So this week, this plan with me is with a kit from Two Little Bees. I cannot off the top of my head think what it is, but it'll be in the description box as always. And this, now that I've laid it down, this is definitely a spring kit. In my head, I was desperate to use it this year. So it's fine, it's okay. And obviously it's a very, very pretty kit. Sorry if you can hear Wendy walking around in the background. But it's definitely spring colours, not autumn colours. So that's that. Sorry, Wendy's just jumped to attention thinking she's heard someone at the door, but she definitely has not. So for the bottom washi, I used the washi that came with the kit, and then I used a washi strip from Panda Bird Design. It's so pretty. I think she has these in her shop all the time, so if they are something that you're interested in, they're not like a $2 Tuesday item, I don't think. I'm pretty sure she has them in there all the time. So yeah, sorry, kit from Two Little Bees. I'm just trying to think. She really distracted me running to the door, then had me convinced there was someone at the door. I will just say, someone had asked me in a comment on a previous video for some photos of Wendy. She's regularly posted on my Instagram stories because she is my entire life. But I have left some photos of her at the end of this video. If you do want to have a little look at her. Right now, like I say, she is staring at the bottom of the door like a madman, convinced there's someone by the door. But I'm right by the window and there's definitely no one by the front door. Yeah, so colours in this kit, definitely spring. Two Little Bees does one of my favourite formats, and it's because she does a range of MIDI boxes with florals on them. Her kits, if you buy the functional sheet, which I always do because I'm obsessed with the square boxes that she does, they come with, what am I thinking now? The bit that goes on the date covers, the sort of floral pieces, comes with, I think, exactly 7 of them. So that works really conveniently behind the date covers because I really don't enjoy spending loads of time cutting up tediously little pieces of florals to make the date covers look pretty. So it's super convenient. I really liked that little kind of paint swatch with the umbrella on it. So I did want to use that as part of my month corner. And I just layered it over one of the smaller boxes from the kit that's too small to write in, but they're really pretty boxes, so I just wanted to pull those in. Then I've used everything from the kit in the sidebar, so I went a bit more deco. I've seen a lot of people doing these kind of decorative sidebars. I did a teeny tiny decorative section, which I thought came out really cute with the fence and the wellies, and I had to use the foil umbrella from the bottom of one of the, it's not a checklist, but it's one of those boxes that looks like it should be a checklist. But really, actually, now looking at the screen, it's a really big clipboard. But I was just obsessed with the foil umbrella, so I wanted to make sure that I kept that in there. And then, as always, I've pulled in the Dainty Dot dividers from Miss and Meow throughout. Did I pull them in throughout the spread? I think I just pulled them in. I'm just looking at my planner now, but I've pulled them in to cap off the full box that's in the sidebar. And then I've also used one of the garland pieces from, I believe that's from Sadie's Stickers. So that's everything for the base of the kit. Apologies for the abrupt cut there. Wendy decided to be mischievous. And she's still walking around, so I'm really sorry if that's really annoying, but I can't leave her downstairs and go and do this upstairs because there's so much stuff everywhere with laundry, stuff on the sides of the kitchen because we need to do a deep clean of the kitchen, and if I leave her, she's just going to tear the place apart. So apologies if the moving around noises is really annoying. So what I was going to move on to saying was the I will actually add, I used some lace dividers from Sadie Stickers. Again, these are available in her shop at all times. So I've just used them as part of the header. I did want to use the headers because they're really pretty headers, but then I just used these to kind of create a bit of a line between the actual header and the full box. So that's where those are from. In terms of format, let's go with that. I do absolutely adore her format, and it works really well for me, and I don't really have to pull in too much apart from wanting to foil it up. So I have pulled in my sort of square boxes from Crafts by Towie, some third boxes from Paper Trail Plans, just to kind of give some of the boxes some foil elements, because they are quite big, and I find they look quite bulky if they don't have a whited out bit in the middle. I did also want to take the opportunity to pull in these calendars from Crafts by Towie because the colour matched perfectly, and then I just used some of the heart dividers from Sadie Stickers to kind of foil it up a little bit more. As always, sorry, I feel like I'm saying the word a lot. I've not been very well the last few days, in addition to work just being crazy. I think it's stress-related illness, almost feeling like a cold, but never really getting a cold, and just being very, very tired. I've got a few days off, which will be very much appreciated. But yeah, if my sentences are all over the place and I can't make out real words or figure out what I want to say, that is probably why. I'm just extraordinarily tired. So in terms of actual plans, sorry, no, that's not what I was saying at all. Icons throughout the week are pretty much all Crafts by Towie and White Dish Stationery. And again, it was another week of work, watch a bit of TV, work, go to the cinema, work, watch a bit of TV, do a bit of planning, and that sort of stuff. So I had a couple of office days this week. We had our big team meeting. I had my weekly Monday walk with one of my best friends, watched a lot of Sister Wives this week, and we actually started catching up on the hit list, which was really nice. I just love that show. It's on BBC. It's just such a wholesome, fun show and so much fun to play along with. And then my other my father-in-law recommended we watch an episode of Celebrity MasterChef, which had Danny from McFly in it, and to be fair, they did create some pretty excellent plates of food, so that was fun to watch. We don't really watch MasterChef anymore. It's a bit too long, I think, for us these days. And then on Wednesday, we'll go with the negative before the positive. We've had so many calls with our financial advisor trying to remortgage the house. It is a nightmare at the moment. We were on a 2-year fixed. I won't bore you with the details, but we wish we'd gone for a 5-year. But obviously at the time that we bought the house, we were mid-COVID. So they were like, no, there's no way it's going to be worse. It makes sense to hold out so that you can get a better deal the other end. Of course, now we've come out the other end and the cost of living has gone through the roof and interest rates are going crazy. So always just a really miserable time at the moment. So we had that first call on Wednesday, and then I was able to consolidate my Ray and Tay shipment. I use Stackery. I've said it a few times, but Ray and Tay don't ship to the UK. Even if they did, I probably would have gone through Stackery anyway. So I got it delivered to Stackery, and then I consolidated my shipment and had it shipped on the Wednesday. And then we went to the cinema in the evening and went to see Don't Worry Darling. It's the film with Florence Pugh and Harry Styles, and it's very Stepford Wives-esque, but a lot more horror-y. I don't know if that's the right word, because it's not a horror film. I guess it's more of a thriller, but Stepford Wives doesn't really have anything that dark. It's a very light, fun film. I love Stepford Wives, cannot recommend that enough. Whereas Don't Worry Darling is just a little bit darker. I liked it, it's okay. The ending was quite disappointing. Sorry, I'm going to have to pause again. Wendy's being naughty. This dog, I swear, tests me. She's like, oh, your blood pressure's looking a bit low. Let me just hop on this thing that you always tell me off for jumping on while you're not really paying attention to me, just to really make you have to give me all your attention. Anyway, yeah, I don't know that I would recommend Don't Worry Darling. Liked it up until about 10 minutes before the end. Nothing, I'm not going to watch it again, and it's not really going to stay in my mind. Then again, just more in office. I did some planning time and I used the circle sampler stickers from Paper Trail Plans, the ones that have the different sizes. And I just picked the ones that fit best for the two little bee circles. And I love how they came out. We went for a walk with one of Wendy's favourite whippets on Friday. I daren't say his name because she'll get very excited. We did catch up on quite a bit of Rings of Power this week, which was nice. I don't know if any of you are watching it. I think it's okay. I love Lord of the Rings so much. I've loved them for years. I think I watched the first one when I was about 12. I've watched them countless times. We must watch them every year at least. My husband loves them as well. Do not rate the Hobbit films because they went so heavy on the CGI. And then I think this one, maybe because it's not a Tolkien book, just doesn't feel the same. But it is interesting. I'm glad they're giving the backstory. And it is, fun to see where they go with that. But you know what it's like when you're a lover of the original of something and they try to expand it. It never quite feels the same. Then on Saturday, my sister had a hockey game. So I went to watch that. We're a very competitive family. So I got so worked up and shouting from the side, go on, hit it. And a lot of the parents don't do that. So it's quite funny because I don't get to go very often. But she always comes over and she's like, you're fine, it's fine. Which is very sweet. But I do struggle to contain my competitive spirit sometimes from the sidelines. While we were at that, so this is funny, I was trying to put down that sticker from Crafts by Towie. I didn't realise it was a positive pregnancy test. I thought it was a cricket bat and a ball, and then I was like, why does the ball have a smiley face? And then I realised it's definitely a pregnancy test, so swiftly took that off the page and put down a trainer instead. While we were at the hockey match, Wendy broke out of 2 rooms. She's learned how to open doors that she has to pull towards her, which I think is quite impressive for the whippet's shape. But she broke out of the kitchen and she broke out of the lounge, and I just saw on my camera that she'd opened both doors. Came home and she'd completely shredded my one and only pair of Ugg boots that I have had for 10 years. So I was furious. She'd also pulled apart some pillows and things upstairs, but oh my goodness, I have never felt so stressed in the pit of my stomach of like, what is she doing? I don't know what she's eating. I don't know what she's got her hands on. It was just awful. But once we'd sorted that out, we took her for a walk, went to my grandparents, and they cooked us dinner. And then I stayed at home and watched Strictly Come Dancing with my sister. And then on my way home, I stopped at Starbucks and got Wendy her first puppuccino. And that was really, really fun. She absolutely loved it, and it was just a really sweet experience to sort of share. It might sound ridiculous, but that's how it felt anyway. It was very sweet. Then on Sunday, I spent forever cleaning the kitchen floors and just chilled out the entire day. I just binged Sister Wives. I've reached the point of complete pure frustration. Having gone back and watched the previous series, I'm at the point where they're about to move to Flagstaff, and I can remember all of that. It's fresh enough in my memory that I'm not going to put myself through that torture again. This is how the spread came out. I hope you enjoyed this one. The photos of Wendy are now going to appear on screen. My absolute gorgeous little girl. She's a nightmare. She is 11 months now, but she is gorgeous, so cannot help but forgive her for the amount of stress that she causes. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.